everyone.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm amazing.
Oh.
Thank you so much for joining us today at the Champions Classic Weekend. We are here for our virtual charcuterie and wine pairing. My name is Julie No. I'm your local State Farm agent. I'm your immediate past chair for Rancho Damacitas, and I'm also a proud Rotarian.
I'm John Roush. I'm with R&R Consulting, and like a good neighbor, I am here.
Very good.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Thank you. And I'm Julie's co-chair for this event, and so I'm looking so forward to what we're going to be doing tonight.
Well, we had the opportunity to taste everything that that is laid out in front of you, and we're so excited to share it with you.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to start with some of the things that we need?
Well, first of all, that box that you received yesterday evening, if you have your box in front of you, pull out your charcuterie board, your wine, your cheese, and your meat, and get ready for the instructions to follow about what to do with that. But before you do that, just in case you're missing a bottle of red wine, I just want everyone to know Julie did the deliveries. Yep.
I didn't take
Well, I just noticed.
Did you hear them rattling in the trunk? Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. You should all have your champagne and your red wine in your box. So let me give you an idea of how the evening's gonna flow.
That'd be great.
So basically, we're going to teach you how to put together a charcuterie board. We're gonna tell you all the different wines that go with it. We're also going to talk a little bit about two amazing women, Joni and Jackie. We've got live entertainment straight from Chicago, a great magic show for you. And we'll also give you some other details towards the end of the night.
So if you guys have any technical difficulties, at the bottom of your screen there's a number that's scrolling, so you can just call that number.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And by the way, that number comes to me.
Yeah. So wait till we're done with this bit, and then you can give Julie a call.
Absolutely. But I am here for anything you need. Text me, call me. And if I don't answer right away, leave a message. I'll be right back with you. But give me a second, okay? I got to get off camera first. So,
Great.
John, what's next?
I think to kick things off, we should go to our executive directors, both Cal Winslow and Megan Burlett, and they're going to tell us a lot about CMOH, Community Mission of Hope, and Rancho Damacitas and what they're doing for our community, because guys, that's why we're here tonight.
It is.
It's the end of the year and the needs are great, and so we put together this wonderful evening so you guys can enjoy and be involved in a fundraiser and stay in your pajamas.
Yes, stay in your pajamas. I can't wait to go get into mine. All right, well, enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll see you soon.
Hey, thanks John and Julie. Hey Cal.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
We're so excited to be a part of your night with you. We are we hope that you're looking forward to your charcuterie and wine. We wish we could be enjoing it with you.
That's
but
right.
We appreciate your participation in this fun, creative event that we put on tonight. We kind of want to just talk a little bit about our organizations, and we're so excited to be partnering with Rancho Damacitas as Community Mission of Hope. We see a lot of struggling families. That's something that we both have in common. And we love that when people come into Community Mission of Hope, we treat them like family, and we just kind of look at what their need is, specifically with housing and with food, but also resources, things like jobs, anything that can kind of be holding them back. And I know that we have reached out to Rancho Damacitas quite a bit with some of our clients that have come in need of housing. You guys help single moms who don't have anywhere to live, and emancipated foster youth. Why don't you tell us a little bit about kind of like your program? How does that work?
Sure. We've been around for about 36 years.
Wow.
And we do have worked with foster youth, and right now our program, we decided 3 years ago to look more seriously at one of the areas that we thought was a real shortage in our country, and that is to do to work with mothers, single mothers and their children. Unfortunately, many of the children just don't make it when they get taken out of into the foster care system, and so we believe that healthy moms can have healthy kids, and it really has worked out beautifully for us.
I love that.
We have a 12.5-acre campus. We have 5 homes. We have 3 families per home, and it's made a real difference in the lives, and so many of them have already started to gain from it and are back in the community and successfully on their feet. Their children are in school, and we're really excited about it. And we're excited about what you guys do.
Yeah.
We have worked together over the years, and it's just fun to be able to do something with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. And we love too that we just get to kind of bounce off of each other with resources and serve both of our kind of, the different categories of people that we serve, but get to together, we can bring so much more help to those in need, those struggling families in our community. So I love what you guys are doing, and I love just that vision for just the prevention of breaking up of the families. How can we keep them whole? How can we keep them together? And then Community Mission of Hope, and how we can help with food and resources and continue on that care while they're in your guys' program.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. I've for a long time now, I've been saying better together, and that we can do it a lot better working together. And looking forward to it.
That's right. But we can't just do it, just you and I together, right?
That's right. No, we need everybody.
You. Specifically, we would like some monetary donations this evening from you. We hope that you guys are having such a fun time, but we really, truly could not do as nonprofits what we're doing without the generosity of our community. So we hope that you guys will consider making a generous donation tonight. Tell us some of the things that just kind of there's so much cost involved with what we do. What are some of the things that if people give tonight that will kind of help out Rancho Damacitas? What are some things that you use funds for?
We have about 3 different programs that really are geared towards helping these families, moms in this case, or our emancipated youth.
Yeah.
We have a scholarship program called the New Heights Scholarship that helps emancipated youth and the mothers. We really support everything from GEDs to college degrees, and we do all kinds of things to help out, and so that's a big thing. I mean, obviously the moms have a place that they're safe and they're taken care of that way, but they all have jobs, and getting that whole thing worked out for them so they're comfortable to go into the community again, that takes a while. And so we have them for 2 years. And so
rent free, right?
Well, no, they pay a housing allowance because we really believe that they have to learn how to get ready to go back into the community. And so we have budgeting classes, we have parenting classes, we do all kinds of things to try to prepare them, and it's working.
Yeah. That's so awesome. And I know at Community Mission of Hope, sometimes we have to help people that have found themselves with their children living in their cars, or just down on times, lost a job. And we help with rent, we help with security deposits to get people who, a lot of them are just working and they just hit a hard time and they just need that help with that gap. And so if you give tonight, you can help us help with that gap. There's one specific gentleman that came to us, and his wife is battling cancer, and he's working a full-time job, and he's living in a hotel, and he had to actually quit his full-time job to just work with one of those driving services to earn day-to-day funds, because he can't even wait the 2 weeks to get the paycheck. And so people like that are who we want to, as a community, come together, support, get them into housing so that they can then live a life and contribute to their community as well. So we just love everything about what you guys are doing. We love what we get to do at Community Mission of Hope, and it's really all because of you guys. So we just want to thank you so much for participating in this night, and we hope that you will give generously.
It will be fun.
Amen.
Wow, John, just when I didn't think that I could learn any more about Rancho Damacitas and Community Mission of Hope. So much more information.
So much. Yeah. It's going to be a great night.
Yes, absolutely. And those are the things that you're helping right there. Everything that they said, all those programs, you're helping future families, it's a great night. It's going to be a good night.
It is. So I think without further ado.
Yes, because everyone's hungry.
Everyone's hungry, maybe a little thirsty. Let's go to live at our location at EAT. And EAT stands for?
Extraordinary Artisan Table.
Very good. So we're going to take it over to Chef Leah at her restaurant in downtown Old Town.
Yes.
And she's going to be joined by Greg Pennyroyal, who's going to do our wine pairing.
And Greg's from Wilson Creek Winery. So let's take you over there right now.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Julie. I think we should start calling them J&J. Ship those names. I'm Chef Leah, and I'm one of the owners and the chef at Extraordinary Artisan Table, located in Old Town, Temecula, in beautiful Southern California wine country. And I'm just so honored to be here. So the first thing we're gonna do is you already have all of your extra bowls. You will get your your package with this little bowl and these little tongs. But anything extra, some jars, some spoons, whatever you want to put on your board to beautify it, let's have it ready to go. Okay, so some of the items that you are going to have are aged meats, cheeses, some pickled goods, some fruit, some honey, some nuts, and then some crackers, right? We have some gluten-free as well as some traditional. So one of the things we want to do first is we want to mise en place. We want to put everything in its place. So have a knife ready, a towel ready, some scissors if you want to trim anything to beautify it. It's really up to you. You don't want to get your hands in any of the pickled goods. Have a glove. It's always good to have a glove. Have a knife standing by, okay? All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to grab our Manchego 24-month aged beautiful cheese. Really great nutty flavor, by the way. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this edge off right here. And, you know, keeping our hands safe when you're using a knife, just keep your knuckles back, right? You want that knife to kind of hit your knuckles, not hit the tips of your fingers. All right, we're going to leave this top bit on. We're going to turn it around and we're going to cut this other side off. All right. Put those over there. Now, when you're cutting your different cheeses, you have some different sizes. And then you have this brie. I wouldn't even actually worry about cutting this bad boy up. And then we have some cubed cheese. And the whole idea of this, and why I'm bringing it up, is if you cut some different shapes, it adds to the aesthetic and the beauty of the board. And since we're doing this together, you might as well learn how to do this for the holidays too, right? Or even when you're going to gift a board to a friend. So, back to cutting the cheese, shall we? All right, so we're going to cut this one in some smaller triangles. We're going to keep it pretty uniform going all the way down, about 1/4 inch, right? Taking our knife up and coming over so we don't cut ourselves, right? There we go. And we're just going to go all the way down and get all of this on your board because it's so delicious. You don't want to miss a beat. You don't want to miss a piece of cheese. Now, if you feel like this is too much for you, then just wrap it up in some parchment paper or just a piece of plastic. You don't want to put this in aluminum foil or Tupperware because it won't do your cheese any good. All right, so then we're going to put all this up here together, right? We're going to grab this really beautiful holiday cranberry farmstead cheddar. This is out of England. It's just a really beautiful cheese, super creamy, goes great with the red wine. And if that wax doesn't want to come off smoothly, we're gonna force it. We're gonna make it come off. And that towel standing by is super helpful. All right, let's just see if we can get this off without taking any more of that cheese. There we go. So what I'm gonna do on this is I'm just gonna take this in half and I'm gonna leave this just like that on the board because I wanna add a little bit of dimension. All right, so we've got all of that done. And one of the things I want you to think about at home is, do you have any seasonal fruit that you wanna add in? Got a great pear, farmer's market by the way. Some beautiful blackberries. Blackberries, phenomenal with nutty, creamy cheeses. We have these beautiful little baby apples that I got at the farmer's market last weekend. Strawberries. All your berries are fantastic when pairing with wines as well. And then we have some organic, dark, black, seedless grapes. So in this box, you're going to get 2 fruits. I'm inspiring you to maybe have a few more at home that you can add in because anything goes with this. Just remember the size of your board. So let's start building this. I don't see why not. All right, so we have all of our cheeses, right? We have our brie, we have manchego, we have our farmstead cranberry cheddar, and then we have a little bit of a really yummy, nutty Italian fontina cheese. So I'm looking at the dimension of my board. I'm looking at everything I have. This looks like it's going to be a little large, so I'm just going to go ahead and, on a bias, I'm going to trim that brie up and I'm going to lay it on its side, and I'm going to eat this later. All right, so brie I'm going to put on an angle. I'm going to bring my cheddar right over on the side. I'm going to wait for these guys, but on my manchego, I'm going to stack them. And I'm just gonna go every other cheese. Every other cheese. Every other angle, Leah. Okay, so you see what I did? I just flip them. And then I put them together, and look, you kind of get this cool little design. So that's what we're gonna do there because it's fun. It gives you something to do, and it just looks really pretty. So I'm gonna start to kind of play with where we're going to put things. You can still move them around. Don't be fearful of that. So then I'm gonna grab our mortadella. This mortadella is just really beautiful. It's super fatty and creamy. You can see the bits of fat in it. This is not the mortadella with pistachio. I like the higher fat content. So then what you wanna do is you wanna fold it, and then you wanna continue to fold it, and then you make these cute little rounds, right? Everybody's always trying to figure out how to do those. That's how you do it. So we're gonna do that quickly so we can get this board built. You just continue to go around. It's really, and don't eat as you go, because then you'll be too full and you wouldn't have any room for these. So you see how we just make those? And then you just kind of pile them up on each other just a little bit, just to add some texture. And again, you're just putting on your board what you feel looks beautiful, because all boards are different shapes and sizes. All right, so then I'm gonna grab our calabrese. This is a calabrese salami, and this is from Olio from Oceanside. They're a local salumery aged meats here in Southern California. I don't know if many people knew that, and I just am a big fan of supporting local. So these, I think what I'm gonna do, instead of doing a rosette, which you can do too, I'm just gonna fold these in half, and I'm gonna keep them together, and I'm gonna kind of fan them out a little. And there's really no wrong or right way to do a charcuterie board. In my opinion, as long as you're kind of keeping the meats in one area, and you're having like all of your cheeses and your dried fruit in another, that's what I personally like. So you see how we kind of fan that out and then add it to the mortadella, kind of the side piece of our board. And then we've got a great finocchio. We've got a little fennel, hard salami, again from Olio. Oh my gosh, fennel is so good with champagne too. So I'm hoping Greg actually brings champagne. That'd be good of him, huh? I mean, if you're coming to see a girl / chef, you should bring her champagne. All right, so you see how that just fits on the edge of the board there? And then we've got this beautiful chicken, sun-dried tomato, garlic, spinach, sausage. And I'm gonna put that right up here, and I'm gonna fan it. And you see what I'm doing? I stack them, and then I twist them, and it kind of fans them. As you get that little, kind of getting that little design in there. All right, and still kind of moving our cheeses around. So I know with my meats, I'd like a little mustard. You are going to get this in your box, or you have it in your box. And I'm gonna put that mustard right up in here, kind of make this like my little charcuterie aged meat corner. Of course, just have to do this now. You really should do that at the end, but I had to do it because I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so cute. And then right off the bat, I'm going to want to take my dried apricots and add a little bit of orange here, and I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. But we're gonna keep building first. I'm gonna take this cheese off because I just basically anchored my board, and I'm gonna figure out where our cheeses go after I get some more of our dried fruit on here. Dates, another really great local item from Sage Mountain Farms out in Anza, Phil and Wani Noble. Love that family. All right, so you kind of see how I framed this side out. So now we're gonna go ahead and fill it in. So we have our brie right here. You can go on the side, you can go straight up. I'm gonna go on the side here. I'm gonna keep it cornered, coming this way off my board because it's this, you kind of want to half or quarter your board when you're doing this, just to help you with where everything goes. So you can see this line is coming straight down here, and that'll give me some room for my crackers too, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put this little cheddar right up here. I think that I'm gonna take my manchego and squeeze it right up here by the meat. And guess what? If you don't like it, you can totally change it. Now we have a pate, and it's in a jar. So you just take your lid off. Oh, this is hysterical. It's not coming off. I'm sure one of the guys off The guys could open it for me though. Thank you so much, fine sir. And I'm gonna start adding my fruit. I've got my pate right there. Leave that on, and then we're gonna pull it off right before we eat it. All right, got our cheese, got our cheese. You still have quite a few items to get on here, so everybody take a deep breath. Don't get lost in this. So many people feel like, they get lost and they don't know how to add everything. But I have a secret for you. Don't let it stress you out, it's just food. So we're gonna take our olives and we're gonna put them right on this board. And I'm gonna make sure that I have all of the different colors here. Your olives, you have so many beautiful different colors, so use them all. And add a little bit at a time, and let's kind of see where it's going to take us, okay? Now we have pistachios, we have cashews, and we have almonds. I'm staying away from walnuts because walnuts tend to be pretty bitter. They're not going to go with your wines. They're not going to accent any of this. And I think if you've noticed, I don't have a lot of fermented foods on here. I don't have a lot of pickled goods because that's really not going to enhance the flavor of my wines or my cheeses. So I'm going to stick to my only brined items are going to be my olives. I lied. I've got a few Cornichon pickles because you can't have all of this salumi without your Cornichon pickles. So I'm going to put those guys right there at the corner. We know we have our olives right here. I am going to make an adjustment, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to make an adjustment if you want to make one. I'm going to put the pate right over here, and I'm going to bring my manchego here. All right, cute little apples are going to get all piled up in with this cheese, just like that. And then I'm going to start to add in some of these awesome nuts by filling some of the gaps here, right? There we go, not too many. Not too many because I still want to get a little bit of fruit on here. We have a really beautiful local persimmons, and if you just quarter these and then cut them one more time, you just get this nice little fanning happening here. A little tricky, they are a little tricky. There you go, and I'm going to put that right on top of the brie cheese because it's super pretty like that. Look at that. There we go. All right, now let's start to bring in some of the crackers. Same thing with the manchego, right? You can stack these, you can break these a little if you want for dimension, and you can stack them going back and forth just by trimming them down a little bit, and you have another dimension. Or you can take these and you can just use your jar and you can put them in sideways just like that. And then why not have a few different flavors with your crackers and then just get them in. Whoop. We've got a rogue cracker on the loose. Got to watch that cashew there. So do you see how I've balanced my cheeses and I've balanced some of my meats and my fruits to support the crackers? That's part of the art of doing these platters. Everything kind of supports one another unless you're going to bring in a lot of different little bowls and jars. I do love these little brown, small bowls. This one right here is your fig compote, and it's delicious with the manchego cheese. It's nice with the brie, but it is out of this world with this manchego. So this I'm gonna put right in this, just kind of stuff it right in there. I am gonna straighten things out as we go, but I wanna fit that in. Now we have another cracker that I really love because I love the different flavors from the different crackers. You've got cranberries in these, you've got nuts and seeds over here, and this is our gluten-free, just very clean wafer. Now all of these crackers support different things. These are fantastic with cheese and the fig compote. These are just straight up and super easy on the palate. If you're gonna go into the cheddar, you don't want a lot of complex flavors then going with that cheddar. And then these right here with the mustard and the meats, beautiful. All right, so we're gonna take these little guys. Look, it looks like a little loaf of bread. It's so cute, I can't stand it. So these right here, right on the edge here, scooch those over there. There we go, that looks good. All right, now we've got some grapes, and I'm going to cut these up because again, it's about creating dimension, right? Not just piling everything up. Now everybody's with me. Am I going too fast? I want to make sure you're all with me. I want to make sure more than anything you're having fun, right? Food is about gathering at the table. It's about joy. It's about having a really good time. And I hope your wine's open and you're having a few sips while you're doing this. And speaking of which, if Greg were around, he could definitely come and pour me a glass. Hey!
Hi, Leah. So you have to say Beetlejuice 3 times.
No.
You only have to say once, I need wine, and I will show up. So keep going. I'm going to open up a Blanc de Blanc, and we'll start with some champagne. Keep going.
Do you like how that just happened? I said wine and Greg appears. All right, so I'm not feeling this, and you know why? I figured it out. Because all the colors are the same. It was just bugging me. Again, I like to mention, it is really about, like, you eat with your eyes.
Yes.
So we're going to take these little, look at that. It's so much better. It just looks so much better. This looks so good. All right.
And while I'm pouring this, I want to point out one thing about champagne.
Do.
Champagne's a white wine, and so it's aromatic. You don't want to blow the aromatics of a sparkling wine. So when you open it, hands on the cork, twist the bottle, and then when you get to the end, all you want to hear is a sigh of happiness from the bottle that it was opened correctly.
You said a sigh.
A sigh of happiness.
I'm horrible because here at the eatery, I'll just take that on a weekend and I pop it up and I'm like, Opa! It's obnoxious because apparently I've been doing it wrong all these years. Okay, so while Greg is pouring wine, I like a variety of nuts with my charcuterie for many reasons. So you're gonna wanna get your pistachio right here in the corner because it's okay if your nuts get a little bit of the oil and the brine from the olives. It's totally all right. And then why not put a few of these sea salt smoked almonds right on here? Don't you think, Greg? All right,
Just,
and
it looks beautiful.
And I'm just gonna put those right here on top of that salumi. We have
I want to learn how to paint so I can paint that.
I know, right?
Yes, it's beautiful.
I'm just really excited. I need some garnish, and I think instead of the rosemary, I'm gonna go with, let's see, what do we like here? You're gonna get both. Yep. I'm just gonna go with this right here.
White.
Right in here,
Red.
right? All right, so I've got my fennel, and let's not forget about the fontina, right? Fontina is gonna go great with your champagne.
Absolutely.
It's gonna go at your Blanc de Blanc.
Blanc de Blanc.
So let's just go ahead and pile this up like this, gang. We're almost there. Coming to the end here of building our beautiful board. So before I finish it, I'm just gonna have a sip because I know everyone's still catching up. And I know you're all saying, turn the damn board around so we can see what you...
It's amazing from this angle. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Yeah, that is, oh my gosh. With all of these cheeses, it's gonna be so amazing. So, you can see this corner here with our charcuterie, with your aged meats. You can see how these beautiful little crackers just stuffed in there. And again, if you want to do things differently, you want to get a little fancy, like I said, you can do the layers. And if that's something that you want to do, you can kind of add those in to add some more dimension. You have your pate, you have your fontina, and you can see that we still have a little bit of a hole here. So, tart dried cherries. Let's get those right in there. Oh my gosh, with the cheese and the champagne, ridiculous. I think I saw someone put a dried cherry in champagne. Is there a reason for that? Am I missing something, or?
So it increases the effervescence and it'll give a little bit of fruit to a very dry wine.
It does.
And it just looks cool.
That's so cool.
Like you're saying, this is about enjoyment. It's about having fun.
Can we do that right now?
Yes.
Do you want one?
Try it. Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, Greg wants one. Ready?
What do you want to do?
All right.
Ready? Here's to the dried cherry.
Here's to the dried cherry, baby. Are you guys having fun yet? I hope you're having a good time. I'm having a good time, and what an amazing cause. There's so many people in our community. There are neighbors, right? And taking care of one another.
And we're fortunate we can do something so fun.
Yes.
And it actually helps people out. I mean, how cool is that?
Amen to that.
And how cool that we live in wine country. We have local food, local chefs.
Yeah, because we care. We care so much. And Community Mission of Hope, Rancho Damacitas. I'm honored to be here. I know you are, and I know all of you are. All right, so we're gonna finish this up. I keep getting waved from off camera, like, wrap it up, lady. I don't want to put any more strawberries. I love the way the apples look, but I do kind of want to, for my eye, I want to add something, and I don't know what it is. Greg, what do you think?
I think we should start
Maybe
adding
it's just
some wine.
I was gonna say. So you know what?
It looks pretty full to me.
Here you go. You're gonna put that on top. You're gonna put one of these over here. You've got your spoon. I think we're good to go. I think we're totally done with
Let's
this
talk a little
board.
bit about wine and wine pairing. So we chose 2 wines for this. The first is a Blanc de Blanc, which is a Chardonnay. It's 100% Chardonnay. Chardonnay by nature is a neutral grape. It doesn't have a lot of flavor to itself, but it's high acid and it's a great palate cleanser. So in food and wine pairing, there's a couple of concepts. Number 1 concept is don't worry about it. Just do it taste good, have fun, experiment. Concept number 1, the most important. But there's some basic guidelines. One is palate cleansing.
Okay.
All sparkling wines are great palate cleansing. This will go as good with seafood as it will with a charcuterie plate.
So can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So if I'm going from salami to cheese to, would it be good to have a
Yes.
sip? Okay.
That's exactly why palate cleansing works so well. The red wine isn't going to go as good with everything, but it'll go good with the fatty things, like the meats and the cheeses.
Can you excuse me while I cleanse my palate real quick?
So the other concept is like. So if you have a wine that has a little bit of a fruit essence, it'll go good with things that have fruit quality.
Okay.
And then the other is differences. So if you have a wine, this wine actually has a fair amount of tannins. And the tannins are going to, when you eat a fatty cheese or a fatty meat, your mouth kind of gets coated. It's a little bit too much. The tannins will not only clean it, but it'll reset your palate.
Okay.
So those are the 3 kind of concepts we're going with here. But like I said, the main concept is don't worry about it.
I know, but that value bomb, total value bomb. It's funny. I get asked so many different questions when it comes to things like that. And yes, just enjoy yourself. But I love what you just shared because you can take these 2 wines, right? You white and then a red.
Very different wines.
Very different wines, and you can still enjoy it and pair it with this. But
And you can throw a cherry bomb in there.
you don't throw a cherry bomb in there. Now, how do you feel about olives with red wine?
The olives the olives are actually probably going to struggle a little with the red wine because they have that acidic quality to them. They have that pickled quality.
So-
Any kind of acid's a challenge. However, with the champagne, with the sparkling wine, it's like goes with everything. When in doubt, use some sparkling wine. It'll work with everything.
That's the best statement I've ever heard. Thank you. When in doubt, just drink some
Just
champagne
pop
and
open a
sparkling.
bottle of sparkling wine.
Oh my goodness.
So the other one we brought, this is actually a Malbec blend.
Well, let's leave that there. It's pretty.
Malbec,
Thank you.
Cabernet Franc, Cabernet
Okay.
Sauvignon, and a little Petit Syrah. And all Temecula Valley. What I love about Malbecs is, so Malbecs you mostly know from Argentina. The lower altitude ones tend to be very fruity, but the higher altitude ones have really nice tannic structure. Here in the heat of Temecula, we get really nice tannic structure out of our grapes. So this has great tannins. This will hold up to the strongest cheeses you have here and the strongest meats. So I actually think this will go good with virtually, yes, with the cheese. A lot of these cheeses and some of these meats, it will go delicious. A little thing about especially red wines, they want to open up and they want to breathe. You're going to get a little bit different at the beginning of when you open up a red wine than when you finish up. And that's part of the fun of it. So whenever you do it, actually always get a bottle beforehand. Drink it the night before you have guests, so you know how long it's going to open up. If you invite a winemaker to dinner, don't let it breathe. We want to feel and experience it open up. But for everyone else, usually about 20-30 minutes, it'll open up a little bit and some of those fruit essences will come out a little bit more.
That's an important note.
Yes.
Now I have an important note. You don't have to take the cracker, but I'm just curious what you think of this cheddar with the red. So this is your plate.
Okay.
It's your little plate, little tiny baby plate. Does it work with the red?
Yes. It's thick. It's on the borderline of being overwhelming.
Okay.
So
Whoever said that I wasn't overwhelming,
No one's ever said
Greg?
that about you. But now my mouth is just full of that. I bet when I taste the wine, it's going to make the wine taste better. That's one of the great tricks of pairing. If the wine makes the food taste better, great. If the food makes the wine taste better, also double great.
Holy cow.
These tannins were a little bit overwhelming the first time we tried it. It was like
That
a
is-
little more,
Yeah,
right?
but come on, that's like that movie Ratatouille when he puts the different cheeses in and
Yeah.
like all those explosions and fireworks. That just happened.
Yes, and it happens with a lot of people
So
look
good.
at the red wine and go, it's too tannic. Because they're not pairing it with food. Most red wines are actually meant to be with food. That's the other great thing about a sparkling white is you can drink it by itself, you can pair it, but it's a palate cleanser. It's a little different. So this is actually enhancing the food. and enhancing the wine.
Quick question, and then I know we have to wrap it up. Can you go back and forth? Mm-hmm. You can go back and forth.
Because the sparkling one is a palate cleanser. It's just kind of neutral. It's going to just cleanse your palate. The red wine, I wouldn't go with a white like a Chardonnay and the white, because the Chardonnay will have too much oak.
Absolutely.
And so that will conflict a little bit.
All right, so I just wanted you all to know that. So you can go back and forth because this is going to act as more of your palate cleanser. But I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I hope you really enjoyed yourself. I hope that this was creative and fun for you and enjoyable, right? And Greg, as always.
It's always
Love
a
you,
pleasure.
man.
Same here. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for supporting a really worthy cause and doing it in a way that you get to have a lot of fun.
This is Greg, Mr. Pennyroyal from Wilson Creek, and I'm Chef Leah from Extraordinary Artisan Table, and
we just really want to thank you for doing this with us tonight. This is a great cause. This is one of the great things about being in a community like we live in.
Amen.
We help each other out, and we drink great wine and eat good food while we're doing it.
We do. So here's to Rancho Damacitas and Community Mission of Hope. You guys are so doing it right, and all of you that have tuned in, hats off to you. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be part of this amazing community.
And if you can pull this off, you are an amazing artist. This is just
yeah, well, if you
beautiful.
can pull this off, come on. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers, everyone.
Great. All right, John. I'm sure isn't that an amazing board you have in front of you, and the wine and the champagne? John, what were we thinking?
I know.
Where's our board?
Someone's got to do the night,
I
right? We
know.
got to do some fundraising tonight.
I'm just happy Chef Leah and Greg gave us a preview of it, but I'm tasting it with you right now.
Oh.
Have a bite for me. Cheers to you.
Sorry if your red bottle of wine's a little low. We know why that happened, right? Well,
all right.
let's continue, right? So let's go to something fun and exciting. And ever since I was a young kid, I loved magic, right? And I was terrible at it. So I'm going to try one trick before we turn it over to Aaron, and Aaron will probably shoot me later.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I didn't see this one coming.
I didn't either.
All right, let's
But basically, now, no, don't try this at home, okay?
Oh,
You made me laugh, sorry.
high five. That was actually pretty
Was that
good.
okay?
I think Aaron would be proud. Where are we going? Chicago,
we're going to be transporting ourselves to Trickery in Chicago, where Aaron is going to be leading us and directing us in some magic tricks, and also teaching us all how to do a couple better than mine.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely better. No, that was good. Better than his. All right. So here we go. Headed to Chicago. I'm going to definitely go put on some pajamas and watch this.
Okay.
I still don't have any red wine.
Oh, boy.
That's all right. Let's go.
Let's turn it over to Aaron.
All right, Aaron.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John and Julie. This is Hobby the Psychic Wonder Bunny. My name is Aaron. We are coming to you live from our theater, Trickery, here in Chicago. So excited to be part of the Community Mission of Hope and Rancho Damacitas Champions Weekend event. I know we're here talking about gathering some money, and what's more perfect than this right over here. I got a coin behind my ear, classic coin behind the ear. I don't know if anybody's a coin collector. This is a Morgan silver dollar. Like any coin, if you drop it, it falls pretty standard for a coin. This one's magic, so it also falls up. But magic coin. We got the magic coin. Also, a magic marker, really spicing things up now. It's not too hard to follow one coin. I wave over the coin, and you'll find it disappears, which is actually a lie. It became invisible. Ooh, dumber than it's nice. And we'll just go ahead and wave over the coin, and then you should be able to see it again, or if we rub on the coin. Oh, hold on a second. That's not right. That's the marker. That's the coin. That's the marker. Oh. No more coins. Good choice. But let's do something a little bit more. Thank you. That we all can relate to some money. Now these are $1 bills. I'm only pointing them out as being singles because if you don't know that they start as ones, there's just not a lot of impact when they become 20s. So that's 20, that's a 20, that's a 20, it's a 20, it's a 20. Yep, 1s to 20s. That's unfortunately not my real power, or else we wouldn't have to be here today asking for your help. But you know what? Hoppy, he's got some psychic powers I know he's dying to show off. So let's throw it back to the studio. And actually, I want to do something for you first, Julie, if that's all right.
Yes.
Now, we're going to be doing a little bit of a predictions effect. And of course, there are many cards that Hoppy is going to be able to choose from when making his prediction. I don't want to spoil it quite yet for you, Julie. So if you wouldn't mind just turning around, looking away for a moment, this way I can show everybody else what the prediction is going to be today. And I think this right over here, this is Hoppy's prediction that he's going to go with. In fact, I'll put that right over here for safekeeping. And don't quite look yet, because I want to show everybody some of the other choices, because I'm going to be using, that was from a red deck. We now have a blue deck that Julie gets to make her choice from. All right, you can go ahead and turn back around, Julie. You go ahead and turn back around. And I'm going to go ahead and begin riffling through the cards. And whenever you want, you can start from the top. You can wait for the middle. You can wait for the bottom. But anytime, I want you to just say stop when you get the urge to call stop. And that's wherever my thumb is where we will go. This one right here?
Perfect.
Okay. That is the perfect card. And you got that's the Queen of Spades, which I guess it's a good thing you picked the Queen of Spades, because Hoppy's prediction also the Queen of Spades.
Wow.
Psychic Wonder Bunny and his feats of psychic wonderdom. But let's not stop there. I think there's actually one more psychic thing we have to share, and this is something extra special. I know some of you may have received this envelope saying mystery enclosed, and please wait to open. Hopefully you've had the patience to wait, but if not, now you get to find out what's inside. I'll go ahead and show it to you first, and then you'll learn a little bit more about it. There is an envelope here with some shapes in it, and not just any shapes. We've got a circle, we've got a triangle, as well as a star here. 3 unique shapes to choose from. This time I'm going to throw it to you, John, and I don't want you to feel like I'm influencing you, and just for the help of the viewers at home, we truly have not prearranged any of this, correct?
Absolutely not. No.
Excellent. So whatever calls to your fancy, we got the circle, the triangle, and the star, and which shape are you going to go with today?
It's a hard decision. I think I'm going to go with the star.
The star. Interesting. Everybody goes with the star.
Everybody?
Which is why inside
of
this envelope here is one little card. That's the only card in there. And of course, it matches your star.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Everybody picks the star. Although that's not true, as you're about to learn. So that was the star ending. So what you will find in your envelope is the exact props for this trick. And there's 3 possible endings to how it can go. In this case, we got to see the star finish, which is when the little card is inside the envelope. But there's 2 other ways this could have gone. John could have very well said the triangle here, in which case you would show them on the back of it. It says you will select this card. And there's nothing on the back
Oh my
of
gosh.
the other one. And if they happen to say the circle, you can show them this special pen that you had made up to say you will select
the circle.
The circle.
That's great.
You always win, although you shouldn't show them all the endings. But, do show this to your friends, family, and hopefully you get some mileage out of it, being a little bit psychic, just like Hoppy here.
Oh, that's fine.
And thank you for your help, John and Julie. We're going to bring it back here and share something a little bit sort of more interesting that I'm always... So basically, when we do the show here at Trickery, Hoppy and I, we do a show called The Miracles Show. It's a performance of miracles and almost exclusively miracles. All the stuff we've done so far, those were just tricks. Starting with a miracle kind of freaks people out. But of course, at some point, you got to transition. So this is our transition in the show. It's called a miracle trick. It is the red scarf miracle trick, to be exact. It's an ancient, very old piece. Honestly, probably one of the oldest pieces of conjuring period. The origins of this go back about 65 million years. Whoa. This was the magic performed by dinosaurs, and we still do it. It's a little bit different, mostly because of the thumb, but otherwise it would be exactly like they used to perform it. So I mean, really shoulders of giants. We'll go ahead and lose it. And if we just wave over the scarf, it'll become an egg, a dinosaur egg. That's totally a miracle. And then the red scarf returns. It's a miracle trick.
That's
for who knows how many of us. Although I probably, thank you. I probably should be honest. As long as I taught you the last one, maybe I'd give you a little bit of a glimpse into this part of the trick, it's not a real egg. I should have
What?
Wait.
maybe kept that to myself. Not sure if we knew that. It's a hollow shell of an egg, and then the scarf, you just sort of hide it inside the egg there, and then you can pretend like it's a real egg and then have another scarf, because they make more than one, and I have two. So what a trick, right? But that's the trick version. The miracle is a little bit better. You gotta seal the hole up, which can get a bit knacky. There it goes, trade the scarf out for a yolk. And it's gonna look a little bit eggier. You might even be able to hear the dinosaur kind of chirping. Wait a second, this is, oh yeah, that's a real egg for real breakfast. So you could scramble it up, make an omelet out of it. 6 grams of protein, it's just dripping with miracle. And I would drink it, but also just dripping with salmonella. Not safe for anybody. And that brings us to our big finish, something that, as far as I'm concerned, is probably maybe even possibly older than the red scarf miracle trick. This is the cups and the balls, an ancient piece of Egyptian witchcraft. These are relics from a far land called Pierre One Imports, a lost city, but I'm sure they're gonna find it. And this being the cups and the balls, of course, you're gonna need some balls. This over here, little piece of cork wrapped up in a knitted sweater, kind of a fall winter chic, I suppose. That's the first ball. Also a magic wand. Ooh. Spin the wand and tap. Get the second ball to appear. Maybe the same any of you at home would do, right? Use a magic wand to make more balls. Seems to be a popular choice. But if I tap on top, I don't know if you could hear that. That was the sound of magic, and the ball will pass solid through solid. Sort of an impossible penetration there. Not sure about that. And that's the second ball. As for the last one, just takes a bit of a spin and a tap. That's the third ball. Don't think that did.
That was
on
quick.
top of the cup. Cups and balls. This will go on our little adventure then. The first one, it just kind of takes a wave. The first ball is gone. That's the first one. We'll do it again with this next one. A little bit different. It goes through my fist. I squeeze. The ball's gone. That's as well. One more to go. And this one just takes a spin and a tap. That ball's gone. They all return right underneath the cups. Oof. Kind of a shooketh feeling. Yeah, I felt that all the way here. But we'll do some more of those magic taps. I just got to put them back into their little houses. Do some more magic tapping. That ball's gone. That ball's gone. Now they're under there. But yeah, that's what it does. It does it every single time. So I'm going to slow this down because I really want us to appreciate the simplicity behind what's going on. It's just one ball under each of these cups. Cups you really shouldn't drink out of because they're cursed. You know, voodoo, lead, the usual. And of course there's this cup, but talk about that right now. So we cover the ball. I'll get rid of the wand because, you know, it's a magic wand. So maybe there's been something about that. Or maybe we were using, you know, too many balls. It's becoming a distraction. So we can get rid of some of these. We'll leave this ball right where it is. Of course, there is the extra ball. In case anyone's wondering how it's been done. Extra ball. You could have an extra ball, so the more balls you have, it gets kind of easier along the way. I mean, there's a bunch of balls in the middle cup, but right, it's a real ball heavy trick at this point. Probably another ball over here. And you know, I gotta say, it strikes me as so interesting because in some conversations leading up to this performance that John and I had, he always talked a lot, and probably earlier you may have touched on this as well, the theory of multiplication, how, you know, the donations that we're bringing together tonight can have an effect of, you know, being 2, 3, 4 times as effective than if just one of us did it alone. And that's sort of what I feel about with this, where, you know, just using these simple balls and these metal cups can create something so magical, and just like the power of us getting together with our support for Community Mission of Hope and Rancho Damacitas, I hope together we can create something truly fruitful. And when I say that, I really do mean fruitful. And that is my time. It has been such a pleasure. And I'm going to throw it back to you, Julie and John, in this studio. Thank you so much.
Great
Thanks,
job.
Aaron.
Great job, Aaron. Welcome back, everyone, from Chicago. Did you enjoy your trip?
Wow, it's so much warmer in Temecula, isn't it?
I'm sure it is. All right, I have one question for everyone. When I turned around, I heard a lot of laughing. What did I miss?
I didn't hear any laughing.
All right, I gotta watch this on replay. I gotta figure out what happened.
It's a trick.
I
It's a
know.
trick. Yeah.
But I got the trick right.
You got it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, tonight we've had a lot of great food, a lot of great wine.
Yes, we have.
And some fun. So
Well,
that
I haven't
imagine-
had any wine, but yes.
Yes, I know. After the show. So now we're going to kind of hit a different gear, and I just want to talk a little bit about some of our graduates that have benefited from Rancho Damacitas and Community Mission of Hope. You're going to hear from Jackie, and Jackie has a very special story to tell. I mean, basically, these organizations are ready and willing and able to help people when they go into crisis. And Jackie's going to tell her story about how they almost lost their home, and they have children, and it was right on the edge, and that Community Mission of Hope stepped in that gap and really made a huge difference. And that's the kind of organizations and the kind of people that you're going to be giving to. These stories are the kind of stories that we want you to know about, because that's where your money goes, and that's who you're helping. So without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Jackie.
It's a little different because we finally got a house that we really, really liked. The last 3 houses were horrible, but at the same token, we were blessed because we wasn't homeless. Because of Chuck, that's here. If it wasn't for Chuck, it wasn't for God first. Let me just gotta put God first. But then Chuck and then you guys getting together, we wouldn't even got the house. We were really on the edge of losing this house. It was so many other places that turned me down, and one of the reasons was because of my credit, not because of my job stability, because I've been at UCI for 16 years. It's because I didn't have the credit. And then I had one landlord finally gave me a chance, but I was short the moving money. And if it wasn't for Chuck recommending the church to me, we wouldn't have got the house. So things are better. I'm working hard to keep what I have, but things are a lot better. Good. It was really depressing in the beginning and stressful. They helped a lot. If it wasn't for them, like I said, they donated refrigerators. They helped me with the moving cost. John Wade is one of the workers here and one of the members of the church. He surprisingly brought me a bed. They brought the girls a bed, my 2 daughters, and they forgot one of us. So my youngest daughter was like, "So you're gonna take the bed or me?" I said, "Well, you just go ahead and take the bed. I'll stay on the floor." And surprisingly, a week later, he didn't even call. John didn't call, and he came and he popped up with a bed for me. So we got beds. We're waiting on another refrigerator because unfortunately, the one we had went out. But I wasn't the type to call him and say, "Hey, your refrigerator's not working." But when John came, he saw the little refrigerator we was dealing with. So he said, "Well, I'm gonna work on that." So you have to not be a proud person. You have to reach out and ask. Some people may not because they're scared of rejection. Because it is people out there that do reject you. I've never been scared of rejection. It's either yes or no. I would always encourage someone to try to reach out and get help, not to just give up. You know, who would have ever thought that I would be in the house that I'm in? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I would encourage anybody to come to, you guys and get help. If that's the question you asked me now, for one, it prevents a lot of people from being homeless. You have to be able to give a person a chance. And it's a lot of people out there that's not willing to give you a chance. And again, if it wasn't for the church helping me, I don't think I would be homeless because I am a go-getter. Yeah. And I would have kept going. But it's a lot of people don't have that motivation to keep going. And the help is out there. Yeah. The help is out there, and they need to reach out because it's very important because it prevents you from being homeless. It's so much. You guys do so much. I mean, we got the holidays coming. You think because I'm in the house now that everything is perfect? No, I still got to think about Thanksgiving dinner. Mm-hmm. I got to think about Christmas. I got to think about the utilities. I got to think about a lot of stuff. You have to be a go-getter, and it's a blessing that we have people like you that's around to help us. We would definitely bless, and anyone that wants to donate, not only would they be blessing us, but they would also be getting their blessing. Because, it's always good to be able to help. You have to be a faithful giver, but it's always good, especially if it comes from the heart. I don't have, but I still give. Does that make sense? What I mean by that is I may see a person on the street. They might say, "Could I get $5 or could I get something just to get something to eat?" Most of the time I will go in there and buy the food myself, but if I don't have time, I'll give them the money if I have the money to feed them, because you know what? It's not good. What if they're really hungry? What if we really don't know their situation. And we can't feel like we're better than somebody else, because a lot of people are fortunate. They're a lot more fortunate than we are. And they forget that. They forget. And you can't, so many people judge people too. You can't look at me and say, well, she should do her own thing. I'm a nurse. I work at UCI Medical Center. I work in the burn unit. I'm one of the nicest people there. I've been on my job for 16 years, but I'm struggling. I only work 2 to 3 shifts a week. I work 12-hour shifts, but that's not enough for a single parent. You know, so I do what I have to do, and then I get out there and I do Uber. First thing I said when I leave you guys today, I'm gonna go pick up some people on it, and I'm tired, but I do what I have to do to make ends meet. So if somebody is fortunate enough to help a family that need help, they should do it. Can just help you pull through. We're not looking for long-term help. We're just looking for a way to start. We need a push. We just need someone to help us get in there, and once we get in there, sometimes some of us can just keep going on our own. Because I'm satisfied and I'm grateful for the little things, so I'm very grateful for the big things.
Yeah.
Wow, what an inspiring story of resilience. Amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. I don't know if I can take any more of this tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the next story is going to be phenomenal. Yeah, and the next one really takes us from the very beginning of where she was in the depths of despair as a single mom. Her name is Joni.
Yes.
And Joni's going to tell her story. I don't need to tell her story because she tells it so beautifully. But just take a listen and hear so that you guys know clearly where your monies are going to and what they have gone to.
Yeah.
My name is Joni. I did graduate after being in Empowerment Village for 2 years. I have a daughter, Karina. She is currently 2 years old, and she's been with me since she's been 5 months at that program. And this program means everything to me because it has helped me maintain goals and become a better parent. Many of you don't know, but I do come from addiction, and I get overwhelmed. Sorry about that, but just to think about it, it was a struggle. And I had a newborn baby with me, and I had a clean time. And a lot of the moms, they were going to these homes where there's a lot of parents, that are together, and a lot of them relapse, and I didn't want that for me and my daughter. I had worked so much to, get out of addiction. I had hit rock bottom, and I did not want to, go back and turn back to that lifestyle. So I didn't have no tools or anything other than what I had learned in rehab. So somebody told me about the program, one of the girls that put an application at Rancho Damacitas, and I went there, and I knew that I had prayed, and I knew that God had answered my prayer, because when they told me about the program, I was like, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to start raising my daughter, and it was the best thing I could have done for myself and my daughter. Oh man, some of the best things that I learned at Rancho Damacitas, first and foremost, was I was in debt. I was many thousands, not thousands, but I was in debt. And I was able to do the Dave Ramsey budgeting, and it really helped me tremendously. I was able to clear my debt. I was also able to, put savings in there for, the future. And currently I'm still working on that. And I'm building my credit now, so.
That's fantastic.
Also parenting, we did parenting classes in there, and just the support that they give you, I never had that before, so it was very encouraging for me, and I took a lot out of the program. I was raised with my parents always yelling at me and hitting me and stuff like that, so I didn't know no other way, but I did know that I wanted to be a good parent. And so I can't, right off the top, I can't point one thing, but every time when I'm raising my child, I remember little things here and there that I learned. One of the biggest challenges for me, I really thought I'm done with this program, because what we do there is we set goals, and if we don't meet them, it reflects on you. And one of the goals that they thought I should set for myself is get my GED. I didn't graduate from high school, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm old, and I can't. I'll get a job and this and that, but school was not realistic. But they believed in me, and I think because they believed in me, it gave me that push. I was always useless, imbecile, growing up. So when I saw somebody else believe in me, it gave me that kick. And I got my GED, and I'm currently doing school, MSJC. So the way that my empowerment leaders encouraged me really changed my perspective on how I treat myself. I don't know what it did to my head, but now I truly do believe in myself. When I see other people believe in me and they're like, Joni, people are looking up to you. You're no, set an example. I feel like I owe it to people. And not only that, there's, you know, many women that are in my shoes, that have been in my shoes, who are battling addiction, and I know that I have to set an example for them. So I treat myself good, and I want them to, you know, feel the same way. The changes that I have observed in my daughter, I mean, I took her there when she was 5 months, but I couldn't have asked for a better, you know, as far as till now, a better upbringing. My daughter is confident, she's got many friends, she's a happy child, and, you know, I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful to the program. I mean, she's outside with Cal right now. You know, she feels safe with him. And she would see the empowerment leaders and just run to them. You know, that's auntie, that's grandpa. And so it made me feel very safe. And my daughter's a very happy child. She's a perfectly 2-year-old child. If I see a woman who is struggling and would like help, I would say, allow yourself to give yourself this gift, this opportunity of a life-changing experience, not only for you, but for your family, for your children. It's the best thing you can do, honestly, and don't give up no matter what, and they're there to help you. At first, when I first went to this program and we would set weekly goals, and we even did like this life chart. I don't rate myself where I think I'm at, and that was a very hard obstacle for me. They also, you know, see where they think you are in this sheet. And when they saw that, hey, we see changes in you, I started eventually over time. It wasn't like a one day to the next thing. Over time, I was really seeing these changes. And every time that I would reach my goal, I felt I could reach the next one. And I started setting myself real goals and meeting them. And it's something that I'm always gonna take with me, and I'm never gonna stop. Because when you don't have goals, your life, it goes downhill. And that's something I learned. Today I make better decisions, and this program has taught me how to make better decisions, even as, you know, waking up, making my bed. Before, I didn't have no aspirations, no goals. I just kind of lived, you know, minute by minute. And now it's, I go to work, I get my daughter dressed. You know, we're on schedule. We didn't have a schedule before. And Rancho Damacitas Empowerment Village, you know, they showed me how to make a schedule. And to me, that was life-changing. I went to Empowerment Village open-minded and with a positive outlook. I had given up, and, you know, I'm willing to take any direction and anything to make my life better, and I did. So every little thing that they told me, work on this, work on that, what do you think this? I really took it upon myself to process it and think about it and proceed with whatever I had to do. For those who want to donate and, you know, invest themselves into this program, I would say that it is very helpful and life-changing for those of us who thought we did not have an opportunity. You know, today, the person I am today is not the person that I was yesterday, and I owe it all to all those people who donated and took time to invest in us. Had it not been for this program, I would probably be back out. Everything that I had at first tried to accomplish, been out the door. I would have probably lost my child, been back on drugs, and had nothing, no goals and nothing going for myself. And because of those people that made, you know, Rancho Damacitas happen, I am striving today, and my daughter is happy today, and I get to be with her, and I get to experience more in the future, and I get to give back someday. The only thing I would like you guys to know is you'll never know that how grateful I am. I mean, you don't know my story to the, you know, the root, but where I am today, I am very, very grateful. So thank you.
Wow, you know, that interview with Joni, I was nearly moved to tears. Seriously.
That was powerful.
The depth of her pain and where she came from. I mean, what was it like, you know, on your side of the fence?
You know what? She's an amazing young woman. She came to us so broken and so much in need, and has done so much herself to get herself to where she's at today. We're so proud of her.
Wow.
Awesome. Oh, we are so proud of her.
Yeah.
She's an incredible woman.
Yeah, incredible woman.
There's
incredible.
so many more of hers out there. There's so many stories of Joni that Rancho Damacitas has helped, and there's so many more Jackies.
14 of them right now.
Yeah.
The houses are full.
Yeah.
14. Wow.
Yeah.
And I love it too because I think people ultimately can rise above and they can become self-sufficient and they want to work and they can, be a participating member in society. They just sometimes need that help in that gap. And I love what you guys do and just kind of bringing that the support and foundation. So that was very powerful.
Yeah,
Very
definitely
good stuff.
feeling the need.
Well, we really give them the support, but they have to do it. And when you got somebody like Joni, she makes it happen. She's been amazing.
But you guys provide her what she needs to go to the next steps, right? Mm-hmm. Because we
bridge the
we all
gap.
know what it's like to be in a tough spot.
Yes.
But to be in a spot where you feel not only helpless and you don't have the tools to get out. Right. So that's probably the most important thing to emphasize, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. And with Community Mission of Hope and Rancho Damacitas, I think the programs that we have and the things that we provide are so prevalent in their lives. And that's what we're here for today.
Yeah.
Today we're here about the Jonies and Jackies and the future families and the future kids and the future generations and breaking that cycle and having that complete continuum of care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So important.
It is really, really important.
Absolutely. So for all of you that are listening and participating that helped Jackie and Joni, we thank you. Tonight is about our future Jackie and Jonies.
Yes, it is.
You know?
Yes, it is.
And so this is that evening, that time in the evening where we're going to point out a few things of value. Right?
Yes.
Right? I want to call it, this is the most convenient online virtual event I've ever participated
Yes, it
in.
is.
I agree.
You didn't have to get out of your chair,
No.
right? Or leave
we
your house.
delivered you the charcuterie box with everything in it.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
You could have been doing it in your pajamas
that's like-
tonight.
I know.
And we wouldn't have even known.
I know, that's
Right.
true.
Yeah. And think how much money you saved wearing pajamas and not having to go buy a new dress or a new suit coat.
Last year at the gala, I went out and went shopping in my dress, and then I had to get new shoes.
Of
And I
course.
had to get a matching bracelet.
Yeah.
Of course.
And that was about $150 that I don't have to spend this year.
And then now you add on top of that the ticket prices
Yeah.
for the actual event
Yep.
and then the give there. So I know myself, just like you, I've had to buy the dress and buy the shoes and do all of those things. And I think every lady down out there understands that. So what are we asking tonight?
Well, first of all, the value of what we've all seen, the charcuterie board, the wine.
The magic show.
The magic show.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Aaron at
Oh my
Trickery. That
gosh.
was hilarious.
Yes,
That was great.
that was hilarious.
And the trick that they get to keep and
Yes.
you all get to do at Thanksgiving time to
Yes.
blow away your relatives.
That's right. That's
invaluable.
right. It was all in the box. That'll be a lot of fun. The
Right.
kids will love that when they get to learn how to do that one.
Absolutely.
That'll
So
be a
cool.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
I think once you add all of those things up, plus the getting ready and the ticket price and all that stuff, we're easy at $300-400.
Absolutely.
Just the cost to get to the
For
event.
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, Megan. I agree with you. And John, I loved what you said to me earlier today when we were talking about our own give and our own giving. And you said, challenge yourself. And I think that's what we're asking everyone out there to do.
Yep.
Challenge yourself tonight.
Well, it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
So this event is special because, well, we need the money.
Yeah.
And in our
More
programs,
so than
more than ever,
More than ever.
it's end of the year and we haven't had a chance to do our normal kind of gala events,
Yeah.
right? So my challenge isn't a specific dollar amount, but just as we laid it out, this event's probably worth $300. When you go to an event, how much do you normally think about giving? Just a number.
Yeah.
A couple $100,
Couple
$500?
$100, yeah.
So I think that whatever your number is, I challenge people to go deeper.
Go
more.
deeper.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah. Take
Yeah.
into account all the expenses that you're saving.
Absolutely.
And the account that the need is far greater this year.
It is.
And it's
truly.
going to continue. I mean, it's not, as soon as the pandemic ends, the need is not going to end. The
No.
need is only going to continue to get greater as like a domino effect. And
I
so-
would agree. I would agree. You're seeing industries come back, but they're going to come back slowly. You're seeing families trying to get back on the feet, but it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
And between Rancho Damacitas and Community Mission of Hope, I think we need to make sure we're there to provide what you said, those gaps.
Absolutely.
All they need are help with the gaps.
Absolutely.
They are resilient. They're going to do it, but everybody needs a little bit of help sometime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're doing. everything that you give tonight goes directly to families, to the Jonies and Jackies, to their children. It goes to them.
Yeah.
And like John said, challenge yourself. Give just a little bit more.
I'm
Just a
actually
little bit.
totally excited about this platform because I think, typically, the cost goes into the event. It
Yes.
goes into the building. It goes into, the entertainment. It goes into the food. It goes into, but 100% of what you give, 100% all goes to the future Jackie and Joni, so that we can continue to fill those gaps and help those families in our community. And so that's just exciting. And then, and I know we've all been saving a lot of money not going to the movies. You can't go to Disneyland.
Nope.
It's very sad. And I know we've been saving money even on gas, just like not, just staying home a lot more. And so just taking into account all of that. But what doesn't go away in COVID? Taxes. And so we all can use a good tax break, especially in California.
There we go. Absolutely.
And so we just want to push you out of your comfort zone, out of that number you typically maybe already give when you go to previous galas, just to understand all of the things that we've saved money on. And so what can we do to pay it forward? And how can we give to those who need? And so we're asking you right now, if you have that number in your head and you thought, oh, I'll give this much, can you do more? Can you just push yourself a little bit more? This is our last event of this year.
It is.
It
The
is
last
our last
time
one.
we're going to be asking money.
Yes.
And it's just the perfect time to give.
Absolutely. And as John and I said in the beginning, there's no silent auction, there's no live auction, there's only one way to give.
Yep.
And John, how do they do that?
Well, there's going to be a couple ways.
Okay.
Right? So first of all, there's going to be a text to give opportunity, and you're going to see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen, as well as we have a website for both Community Mission of Hope and Rancho Damacitas, where you can, if you're a little old school, want to go to the website, that's fine, and you can go and you can give there. We know that this live stream event, everyone's at different locations, so if you have any technical issues or challenges, who should they call, Julie?
They should call me.
Julie.
So if you really honestly have any technical difficulties, or if you can't find us on the website or anything like that, my cell phone is 619-246-0489. That should also be scrolling across your screen. Text me, call me if you have any difficulties tonight. If you're trying to still get in it tomorrow morning, give me a call.
Yeah.
If you need to leave a message, leave a message. I'm just going through them as the night goes on. I'm making sure I get back to everybody, and I will help you out and make sure that your generosity goes through tonight. So we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And because it's end of the year, if in December you're thinking, I'd like to give a little bit more, just know that website will be up and running.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. And it is, again, scrolling across your screen right now. And of course, we couldn't do tonight without some much needed generous support from our local community.
That's right.
So, Megan, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for coming to represent Community Mission of Hope. And Cal, representing Rancho Damacitas, and Joni and Jackie, and having them tell their stories so beautifully and graciously.
They're awesome.
And we have some sponsors and people we have to thank.
We have so many people to thank.
Absolutely.
We've got Leah from EAT.
Love her.
Extraordinary Artisan Table in Old Town Temecula.
So I can't say enough about her and her food. Obviously, you guys have enjoyed
So
it.
good.
You get a chance to go down there. She has something for everybody.
Everybody.
If you're vegan, gluten-free,
Absolutely.
keto, whatever it is.
All local, or locally grown or produced in this valley.
Farm to table.
Farm to table.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then we have Greg Pennyroyal with Wilson Creek, who did a fantastic job of teaching us a little bit about wine pairing and specifically how to pair these wines with this charcuterie.
Absolutely. And to the whole Wilson Creek family.
Absolutely.
Our hearts are we love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Every ask, anytime, they are
Huge
always
givers.
there for this valley. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So visit Wilson Creek Winery every day of the week.
That's what
Every
they would
day.
say.
Not every day.
But I want to also thank Aaron from Trickery.
Yeah.
Aaron he was live from Chicago.
That's right.
Right, and that was quite a magical feat in itself.
Yes.
You know, and I think reflecting a little bit on what he talked about the sort of the idea of multiplication, that it only takes, we can each put an effort onto the table, and that can multiply so much. We meet people.
Absolutely.
We meet some people in life that sometimes we feel like, that's kind of a taker. but you meet people I call multipliers, and when they give, it's not like they give one and you get one. They give one and you feel like you're given 5 or 6, opportunities to get more than what you ever deserved, right?
Absolutely.
And so I really like that about what he taught us about magic and what he brought to the table. And I think the last thing is that the whole idea of illusion is to it's sleight of hand, right? It makes things that we think are visible invisible, and so I kind of refer to that as some invisible moments in life.
Yes.
And so this is one of those where you guys get to not only see what your money is doing, but to participate 100%.
100%. I agree. Huge impact tonight for the future.
Yeah.
For the future of this valley, for the future of everybody, because we need it now more than ever. But lastly, but absolutely not for any reason, but we need to thank you guys.
Yes.
You spent the evening with us, you laughed with us, you played magic with us, you ate with us, and you drank with us. So we appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate everything that you've done for us tonight and that you're going to do tonight. And we're really very grateful from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hope you loved it all.
Yes.
Have a great evening.
Yes.
Good night.
And cheers.
Cheers.